Welcome again to Baron's narrations of his games. Only the wins because, well, narrating a loss just is shitty and I don't like to do it. It's a Week 14 matchup versus the head of TMFL, the Cleveland Browns, and Sean Mason versus myself. Sean's season's pretty much in the shitter already, whereas I can still back into a playoff spot in the horrible, absolutely worthless AFC West. And every game, I need every single one, especially after losing that tiebreaker to the Raiders in the simtastrophe that was my first Raiders game. Here, Jamal Charles, this was a game where just every conceivable thing went right for me, and nothing went right for Sean. No turnovers in this game, as Steve Breston, who's from Michigan and awful, but did well in this game, takes the ball. But no turnovers for either of us. It was just solid play. And here, Baldwin, or is that Bo? That's Baldwin. Gets the play action over the middle. He takes his safety out of the way, and just the first of many, many scores for me. Here, Justin Houston had himself a day. 3 or 4 sacks on the day. Just worked Schwartz over like a drum. This is sack number 2, just back to back. And here, another play-action pass. Vic was just astonishing in this game. The deep safeties made him look like a star, and Baldwin just worked people over and jukes him out for that next touchdown. 14-0 me early on. It was just, Vic had all day to throw. I think he had 1 sack for 1 yard when I tried to scramble. Here, Bailey gets in on the sack action with Whedon. Sean probably holding the ball a little bit too long, and then Z-spot here, one of my favorite route combinations, as everyone knows, and Boss rumbles for 39 yards to set up my next touchdown. This is the sort of day that I was having, just everything working for me. I get lucky and get the third down conversion with an animation from Bo on the in, and again, to tell you just what kind of day I was having, Peyton Hillis just walks into the end zone. I nearly cut him earlier against the Steelers. I probably should have. Here, a play action. And again, Houston just annihilates Whedon. Yeah, it's so like real life because the Browns are awful. God, did anybody watch that Giants game? Because it was awful. Here, again, Studebaker now comes off the right side and sacks him again. Forces Sean to settle for the field goal, at least get on the board. That just to put things in perspective, those would be his only points the entire game. And then here, another crossing route just for Bo. And I get another long completion. This time 24 yards to Bo on the corner route. And it was just, I did whatever I wanted to. There was literally nothing. I could do nothing wrong. And here, Wiley, the safety just doesn't go across. Again, the deep safety coverage for Sean was awful. He's got so many holes. We were talking about it during the game. He needs a safety, but his guards are probably where he said he was going because his guards were just awful. And here, again, just everything going my way. Steve Breston hits a seam a mile wide and just outruns everybody. God, I hate him. I can't believe I have Michigan players on my team. It's embarrassing. And, that was the beginning of the second half. I kind of slowed things down. And he got another short stop here. He got no luck. He couldn't even get Richardson of all people, who was good in the game and real life, to fall forward. And here again, just cannot get any luck, any blocking from his offensive line. So many holes for Cleveland. But I needed this win pretty badly to make sure that I stayed ahead of the Raiders. Play them next week for a huge, and here Charles, 81-yard touchdown run to just lock things up as if they weren't already. But play the Raiders next week, and if I can have a game like this against them, it should really do wonders for my ability to get into the playoffs. And maybe, just maybe, to prove all the doubters and the haters wrong about the AFC West, maybe, if I win out and go 9-7 or only lose 1, to go 8-8. I can prove the haters wrong and get a 500 team from the AFC West, and then inevitably lose to a much better team in the playoffs. But here's the stats. Again, Vic didn't even have 300-plus yards because everything went my way. Turnovers, again, no turnovers for either of us. So, I mean, good days in that respect, but just horrible offensive line play. So, this is Baron signing off.